Here's Matt, the 30, highlight coming, two-hand slam. Dominance and the excellence of the Ateneo de Manila Blue Eagles continues. We are coming to you live from beautiful Pasay City, where more drama, more excitement, and more basketball is about to come your way, because today we run it back. This is our exclusive ABS-CBN sports coverage of UAAP Season 82. And after a one-week break, we are ready to begin the second round right here at the Mall of Asia Arena. It is UE versus Adamson to start off the second round of eliminations. And later on, we will have the highly anticipated rematch between the defending champions Ateneo de Manila University Blue Eagles and, of course, the University of Santo Tomas Growling Tigers. This is all seen live on SND, Liga, and of course via our ABS-CBN sports website, sports.abs-cbn.com. We are saying hello to all of our kapamillas watching via iWant, and to all of our Filipinos, fellow Filipinos watching wherever you are all over the world via TFC.tv. Mabuhay Pilipinas! I am Anton Ross, and of course, breaking the game down with me is former King Tiger Christian Luanzon. And later on, we will hear from our courtside reporters reporting for the University of the East, Jaime Ascalon. At para naman sa panig ng Adamson University, we will have Rain Matienzo. It's great to see you guys once again. Can't wait to get the updates from your respective camps. But Chris, you know what? After how fast the league has gone this season 82, I kind of missed the game day last Wednesday. It's great to be back.
No question about it. And for the record, I was never a King Tiger, only a Tiger. Okay, let's make that clear. Okay, but to your point, that was a quick first round, obviously, with the adjustment that we made schedule-wise because of the SEA Games coming up since we're hosting. And it's going to be another fast one with the second round coming up kasi 3 times pa rin ang games natin per Wednesday. As you look at the team standings, obviously, bulletproof is still Ateneo, 7-0, fighting Maroons. Even with struggling, sabi nga ni Coach Bo, it's better to win, to struggle while winning than losing. 5-2 sila. UST, you could say they could be 6-1 right now if not for that loss against Ateneo, 1-point loss, and also that, you know, they blundered against Adamson, 16-0 run to finish that game. But the reason why, you see the logjam, 3-4, 3 teams, FEU, DLSU, and Adamson, is because tinalo ng FEU ang Lasal plus 11, DLSU tinalo ang Adamson plus 7, and then Adamson lost to both. That's why FEU currently is in 4th place, and FEU Adamson all the way down to UE, who finished with a win in that first round, is 2-5.
So even with identical records, the percentage of the wins is very important. And as you mentioned, it's still going to be that type of a schedule in the second round. But the thing is, the wins, the games will be double in terms of the importance. And we have to go back to what happened nung unang naglaban ang UE at ang Adamson. We have to take note that Alex Jaquite did not play in this game, Coach Christian.
Right. It was a game really where UE was really in it. You know, got Duwanga, obviously with Jaquete missing that game. You would think that they would take advantage. He was into early foul trouble in that game, 2 fouls early. Hanmisi coming into that game was a little bit struggling the first 2 games. And then he comes up big time. 7 of 14 from 3, 28 points, 4 assists. It was really a show between these 2 guards. Ray Suerte, first time that I saw him in the flesh that day as I covered that game. He was just smooth, fluid all throughout that game. 20.7 rebounds, 6 assists. Kinapos nga lamang sila nung second half.
Ray Suerte, the best player in the Queen City of the South, taking his talents here to Manila to play one final year in the collegiate level in the UAAP. Definitely a welcome development for the Red Warriors, who won in their last game in the first round against the NU Bulldogs.
Well, UE against NU, you could say that this is arguably the best game UE has played. One thing good about UE though, even though with the 2-5 record, you see a lot of progress. Losing in double digits the first 3 games where they were 0-3, but you see the improvement. Single digits na yun, lahat ng talo nila, 2-2 the last 4. And what you like about this game is that they got to the line a lot, 22 times. You see, even though they got dominated on the glass, they made up for it with the assist part. That's because Philip Manalang and Ray Suerte had 13 of those 20 assists. Arguably the best game of Philip Manalang in 7 games. He had 13.7 assists, and you just saw how he controlled the game as the point guard of that team.
Philip Manalang is number 2 in the league in terms of assists, averaging 4.4 assists per game. But one of the players that really makes a big impact for this UE team, and they felt his absence in that first round meeting against Adamson, of course, is Alex Jaquite. He tallied his 4th double-double in that last game. Now, we have to take a look at some of the statistics here in round number 1, and Alex is a big reason why UE is number 1 in terms of field goal percentage.
Also in points in the paint. And this UE team, and I say this as a former player of Coach Lawrence Chongson, really offensive dominated. Compared on the defensive end, he's a guy that, yung pampakumpiyansa, lahat binibigay niya sa player, from the first guy to the last guy on the bench. And part of the reason why they're a high-scoring team also, defensively, still questionable. And you look at the loss, UST, FEU, Adamson, UP Ateneo, but really an impressive win. Obviously, that duel against La Salle between Melesio and Ray Suerte, and a more impressive win against NU in their last game.
Let's talk about Ray Suerte once again, because he is one of the players that really stood out in the first round of eliminations after conquering the Sasafi League in Cebu, being a champion there, being the MVP, being recognized undoubtedly as the best player in that side of the region, has proven that he belongs here in the bright lights of the UAAP.
No question about it. And even though he's a one-and-done player, one thing that he has really shown is really maturity. And, for a first-year player in your team, mahirap ipakita yun, yung leadership of, being the ball-dominant player on the floor, taking, most of the shots as he leads that team, especially in the first 4 and 5 games. But you look at the numbers, in the first 4 games, that was 22.5 points per game. He had that 31-point game career high against La Salle. Has dipped a little bit. Siyempre, ini-scout na siya ng mga kalaban niya. But the adjustment also in rebounding and getting his teammates involved, as the numbers say, with 7 rebounds and 4 dimes.
You know what I want to find out, partner? It was Ray Suerte's birthday yesterday. Gusto ko malaman kung gaano kaswerte si Ray tuwing birthday niya. Will the birthday blessing still continue here today against Adamson University? We're about to find out. But in their last game, Jaime will tell us about this. They had a special visitor in the dugout after picking up that big win against NU to close out the first round.
Yes, Anton and Christian, after that big win against the NU Bulldogs, former King Warrior Paul Lee stepped inside the dugout, and his message was quite concise. He said that they shouldn't be satisfied with just 2 wins because they could do even more. And the coaching staff shared the same sentiments with Paul. They believe that this team was built not only for 2 wins because they can make it to the final four. Coach Lawrence Chongson believes that they have the tools to do so, even compared Alex Diakite and Ray Suerte to Kobe and Shaq. He said that we have a great 1-2 punch, we have great leaders in Philip Manalang, and we have great role players such as Neil Tolentino, but it's going to come down to how bad they want it. In the meantime, you guys mentioned about Ray Suerte. Yes, he did celebrate his birthday yesterday with the team with the traditional pizza party, and I asked him what his wish was. He said, 1, to get out of that shooting slump, and 2, for a big win against the Adamson Falcons. So let's see if his wishes come true for today's game. Your thoughts, gentlemen?
Jaime, I have to turn it over to the Laker fan here. Your thoughts on that Kobe and Shaq comparison?
Well, I told you, si Coach Lawrence talaga, lahat ng klaseng pampakumpiyansa ibibigay sa mga players. And as a Laker myself, really, those are big names. Let's go down to a Johnny Abarientos and Bong Hawkins type of 1-2 punch first before we go to Kobe and Shaq.
I think that'll do. That's not bad. Johnny A and
of course.
the Hawk.
Of course.
They'll take it any day. Let's go over to the other side now, partner, and talk about the Adamson University Soaring Falcons. And they struggled towards the end of that second round, losing back-to-back games, including this latest one against an FEU team that came alive, especially Pac Chuente.
it's been an up and down season really for Adamson. You could make a case that right now 3 and 4, they could be 2 and 5 if not for that, dramatic finish
against USD.
Against USD, that 16 and 0, and even that game-winning shot early in the season by Duanga, but this is the parity of the UAAP. It really levels out the playing field. Ateneo obviously a cut above the rest, but in that game, just too many free throws given up, too many fouls given up by Adamson. Currently number 1 in the league in giving up fouls. That's the number 1 aside from turnovers that you don't want to be at the top of. And it's really a challenge for them coming into this game with the number 1 scoring team coming into this game in UE of defending without fouling.
Now, Adamson also in round number 1 revealed themselves to be the number 1 team in terms of rebounding, and it helped in this game that there was no Alex Jaquite in the first round meeting between these two squads. We want to see how Adamson will do with Alex Jaquite plugging things down for UE in the paint.
Certainly an interesting matchup. Alam naman natin si Duanga, based on reports, halos kakatuto lang mag-basketball niyan in the last few years. You gotta give hats off to the coaching staff there ng Adamson. But you look at the wins versus NU, that's the one that they won, the game-winning shot by Duanga. Obviously the one with UE in the first round without Yakiti, and obviously the one in USC where they finished the game with a 6-0 run. The blowout the first game against Ateneo. UP was a close one in the overtime. The LSU, the one, the back-to-back threes by Karakot really hurt them. Really the impressive win by FEU against them in the last game.
Partner, we talked about the abundance of new stars here in the UAAP. We were talking about the guy from the Queen City of the South, Ray Suerte. Adamson also has a blue-chip recruit, another one-and-done player who hails from Alexandria, Virginia, Valandre Chauca. He was absolutely valorous for Adamson in that first round.
Well, even though Anmisi in his senior year, especially coming off a very good year last season, Chauca has turned out to be the best player this season. That's because he's had the ball a lot more in his hands, leads the team just a couple shots more than Anmisi in terms of attempts. You see the numbers, close to 16 points, 4 dimes, 3 assists. He just got to be more efficient. Sometimes there are games wherein he just commits too many turnovers in a game. And sometimes as the ball-dominant player, nangyayari talaga yon. If he could be more efficient, drop down those turnovers, he will be really good for this team, and it will translate into wins for them.
Partner, with every game that we've been covering for Adamson, we always talked about how every year under Coach Franz Pomaren, they have gone further in the UAAP. But if we're going to compare last year's first round, they were 5-2. This year, 3-4. So we have to dissect the issue here and go to Rain Matienzo, who will tell us what Coach Franz Pomaren sees were the problems of his team in the first round.
Anton and Christian, making the same mistakes gives us the same results. That is what Coach Franz Pomaren warned the Adamson Soaring Falcons about after ending round 1 with a heavy heart. Turnovers, bench point building, as well as proper execution of defensive plays continue to be the pressing problems of the team that they wish to turn around for round 2. However, with Joyam Sabandal's return after a left-hand fracture to the Falcon bench, lifts some pressure off of the shoulders of Valandre Chauca and Jerome Lastimosa, who struggled with a lot of foul troubles during our last 2 games, as well as Jeric Ahanmisi, who was forced to deviate from his natural position as a shooter, playing point guard to make up for their lapses. Pressure filled the dugout earlier, pero paalala naman ni Coach Franz Pomaren that there is no such thing as a perfect game. But as they aim for consistency and with the stakes higher for round 2, the boys are expected to deliver better shot selections and start strong, continue contesting to the UE Red Warriors offense early on in this game. Now let's wait and see the Falcons propel their wings for round 2 as they soar back into this new game against the UE Red Warriors. Back to you, Anton and Christian.
Thank you very much, Rain. You know what? It's a luxury to have a multi-titled coach like Coach Franz Pomaren try to motivate you as you gear up for the next chapter of the tournament.
And if there's one guy that can put you above 500 to lead, obviously it's Coach Franz, a proven coach in this league. As you look at the starting lineup for both teams, a matchup to look out for obviously is the one that we just featured, Anmisi and Suerte.
I also want to see Duanga and Jaquite.
Maganda rin yan.
And they will be going at it here.
Kung kaninong 1-2 punch ang mas matibay.
Ito yung una nilang pagharap sa UAAP.
Oo.
Because Dakite did not play. That was the only game that he missed in the first round because he suddenly showed up in that game against Nasal. He wasn't expected to play, but bigla siyang pinasok towards the end.
It's really a question of, in terms of that matchup, can Yakite as a more skilled player can be dominant offensively one-on-one, or Duanga overpower him defensively with his length?
Meanwhile, Flowers runs into a brick wall. This is the first start of Flowers in the UAAP, Chris. So they had an entire week to prepare for this game, and Coach Franz obviously making some adjustments that he hopes will work in his team's favor.
Probably para pantayan yung energy na binibigay ni Nick Abanto.
Dakite puts it up, and this is his first field goal against Adamson University in his UAP career. A Yamaha Mio #1 move by Alex Dakite.
A good recovery right there by Dakite on a poor pass on a high-low play by Abanto, pero bumalik sa kanya ang bola. Feet in the paint, 2 points.
Duanga.
Pin down.
Ahan Misi, who had a career high. He matched his career high 28 points in the first round against UE. He has to come alive. Duanga. This is the matchup that I also mentioned in addition to the matchup of Ahan Misi and Suerte.
Terrific dive after the screen kay Ahan Misi. Opened up Ahan Misi for a clean look. Didn't give up and was able to get the offensive rebound. And how about the poise to finish on the right side?
Suerte over Ahan Misi. Two deadly snipers going at it here today. Flowers playing with a lot of energy, picking up that basketball.
Good pass.
And the captain Camacho will finish. A PS bankable assist of the game right there. Parang PS Bank personal loan na maasahan. Apply online, no collateral. Suerte. Manalang. And I agree with you. He played his best game during their last game against NU. 34 minutes, 3 out of 5 from beyond the arc to go along with 7 assists. Looking for another one here. But the pass is off the mark. Camacho will go all the way. A C2 fast break of the game.
Not a good sign para sa UE. Offense has to help your defense, giving up 2 easy baskets, layups on the other end in less than 3 minutes to start the game.
Yakite. His game is old school. He likes to post up in the low block. Yakite turns, double team, looking for a teammate. Finds Suerte. And Yakite is our Manulife Vision player of the game after finding Ray Suerte.
And to your point, Duanga might be the longer player at 7 feet, but the Yakite right there, he's about 6'10", but might be giving up at least 25 pounds by eye test. At least.
It's a heavyweight going up against a light heavyweight.
Right.
This were boxing. And look at how Yakite can push Duanga and find Dodo Suerte. Yakite to Dodo Suerte. Ahan Misi, he's got to wax hot for Adamson here in the second round.
The best standstill and also off-the-ball movement shooter we have in the league, Jerkan Misi.
That was his 18th triple this season. That's number 2 in the league, right behind Renza Bando, who has converted 19. UE calls an early timeout. Adamson on top, 9-4. I think Warrior in the paint is apt to describe Alex Diakite because that's where he operates.
15, 12, close to 2 blocks per ball game. Had 22, 13, 3 blocks, 3 steals in their last game, which they won against National U. Really a convincing win para sa kanila, although he had 9 turnovers in that game. But he's just a force inside. Really a skilled big man. I like also how he uses his body, as we just saw on the post. Really a big loss nung first round meeting nila nung natalo sila sa Adamson.
And he's probably the only foreign student athlete we have in the UAAP whose basic game is like how they played it in the 90s. The
Right.
centers who played strictly in the paint.
Right. Maganda rin yung pasensya niya sa poste kahit na dino-double team siya, which we just saw also. Nakita niya yung open man in Suerte. Gilid.
Meanwhile, Suerte, defended by Camacho. Suerte trying to draw a foul, none called. Adamson Falcons are running. Chauca steps on the brakes, shoots a 3. Val Chauca knocks it down. A Jollibee 100%, the amazing move of the quarter for Chauca.
It was a forced shot by Suerte, trying to get himself to the line. Averages about 6 free throws per ball game, but anytime you force something, a forced shot is really the first pass to a layup on the other end, which what happened.
O Manalang looking underneath for Tolentino for Abanto. As we take a look at this McDonald's instant replay right here, Val Chauca. You always have to beware when Chauca has the basketball because he does that a lot.
That's just pure confidence on Chauca.
Power dribble by Diakite. Pero dalawa sumabay.
Jump ball. Possession for the UE Red Warriors.
Possession arrow pointing in favor of the UE Red Warriors. Let's take a look at what just occurred.
I had a chance to finish over the top. Inaabangan na siya doon ng 2 blue shirts in Camacho, and Duanga loses the basketball. Fortunate that ball possession will stick with them.
So both Ahanmisi and Chauca have knocked down triples. They're ranked number 3 and number 2 respectively in terms of made triples in the first round. Speaking of triples, Philip Manalang knocks one down, fading to the side.
Shot clock winding down. Philip Manalang realizing the clock, knocking it down. Zipper.
Ahanmisi gives it to his backcourt mate, Chauca for 3. Short. Diakite comes up with the rebound. Both big men, Diakite and Duanga, have tallied 4 double-doubles each in their UAP careers as we have hit the Gatorade hydration checkpoint. Suerte steps back, shoots over Flowers, and will head to the line for 3.
Can't foul a jump shooter. Always, coaches always say this is just a tough shot. Well defended by Chauca. Got in his shooting pocket right there. Just able to maneuver and adjust up top was Manalang para ipasok yun.
We'll take a break. When we come back, Suerte will shoot free throws.
Shooting 3 free throws is Rick.
The shooter from Sun Valley, California, Jerick Ahanmisi. And these were his numbers in the first round.
Like I said, you know, the best standstill and off-the-ball player we have offensively in terms of the catch and shoot. The numbers may not support that. You just mentioned that earlier. Second in the league behind Renz Subido.
Yep, in terms of made triples.
In terms of made triples. But how he gets it shot off, you could say that he's up there also as the most conditioned athlete. If you watch how Adamson runs their sets in the half court, he comes up from the other side usually, and then he has to run full length, sideline to sideline, just to get an open look. Now, he could make that shot maybe 3 out of 6 times, as that's his, maybe 3 out of 7 times, as he's about 35 to 40% shooter from downtown. But that is hard, just to catch and shoot for about 30 to 35 minutes kasi yun ang average niya per game, and to average about 13-14 points, you really gotta be impressed with his conditioning.
And he still has 1 more year of eligibility here in the UAAP, talking about Jerick Ahanmisi.
You're right, as I correct myself, I think I said earlier he was in his last year.
You said he was a senior, so
Right.
that's still okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
That could be the 4th or 5th year.
Kasi yung senior natin, 4th and 5th. You're right, thank you.
Suerte, meanwhile, shoots from the free throw line. Manlapas trying to steal the ball away, and Abanto picks it up. Manalang. 6 on the shot clock. Manalang makes his move, throws the ball out. Abanto from the baseline, and he converts.
Nick Abanto.
What you like about Nick Abanto is that he thrives on the defensive end. And that's how he earns his minutes, yung trust na binibigay sa kanya. And even in the last game against NU, Nick Abanto was able to hit 8 points and had 5 boards in quality minutes.
Camacho for 3. In and out. We're approaching the final 3 minutes of this first quarter, and Coach Lawrence Johnson still has not made any substitutions.
Very crucial for UE to secure defensive rebounds in this game. Second best coming into this game is Adamson to finish the first round in terms of the offensive class. Best in rebounding in total.
Wild pass by Duanga. Chauca again lunges from the outside. Shot was short.
Obviously, he has the green light, and you can see by the after reaction, itong si Coach Franz, usually hindi siya natutuwa sa mga ganun tira. But a guy like Chauca, who's been phenomenal in the first round, gives him a pass.
Diakite, meanwhile, launches from the outside. He is now 0 for 10. I think he should stick to his 90s style of game. But he keeps taking them if he's open. Ahanmisi, even when he's not open, is going to take those threes. Duanga trying to rattle that ball inside the rim. Does not work.
That would have been nice if he made that. Didn't even have to jump.
And Diakite, bothered by the 6'11" Duanga.
Again, hindi siya ulit tumalon. Nakataas lang yung dalawang kamay.
Suerte. Creating some space. Ray Suerte.
Ray Suerte.
Just cool, calm, and collected while under duress. A gold, always panalo move.
Perfectly described, Anton. That's why for the kids watching at home, you might admire how he scores the basketball. The reason behind that is because how stable he is from shoulder to hip. What I mean by that is he's always in a low stance. Now, usually coaches would emphasize that more on the defensive end. It really is as important on the offensive end. You watch how he drives, you watch how he shoots. He's always in a low stance, and therefore always in a triple threat. That's why he is the threat that he is.
And Ray Suerte able to make a living from the free throw line. He now has 7 points. Duanga. Without Diakite,
Right.
Duanga is going to back down any defender that stands in his way.
Well, Apasible just came in the ballgame. We mentioned in the last meeting, Duanga was in foul trouble early in the first half of that game, but Adamson still able to win. Apasible had a feast in the first half. He had about 8 points in the first half in that game. Not the case right now. Duwanga, obviously a mismatch compared kay Apasible. Scores that time, unable to complete the three-point play.
And Apasible just checked into the game, as did Lorenzana.
Check that, Apasible had 9 points in the first half of the last round.
Now Jojo Antiporda, former Adamson Baby Falcon, is now in for UE. And he's double-teamed right away. Magbuhos and Lastimosa trying to take the ball away from Antiporda.
Great job by Antiporda, just being strong with the basketball. Even after the double team, Suerte, showing why his surname is Suerte.
What a Flakes kakaibang move by yesterday's birthday boy, whose birthday blessings continue to pour here today. Meanwhile,
Beautiful.
beautiful move there from the baseline by Mojica.
Extending up is the defense, extended out rather, is the defense of UE. To counter that, you got to do it with the back door. What Adamson did, Apasible goes to the chest of Duwanga to eliminate the shot block.
And Duwanga had a surprised look on his face after Apasible was able to make that shot. Apasible also has some heft in him, Chris.
Let's not forget, played a year or two maybe as an Ateneo Blue Eagle.
He's a banger, Apasible. Meanwhile, the ball is loose, ends up in the hands of Duwanga, and Suerte snatches it away. Apasible comes up with the board.
That's a poor offensive possession right there. Duwanga not willing to give the extra pass. Mojica was wide open. Pagdating sa ng bola kay Mojica, 7 seconds still left on the shot clock. Forced that one.
Suerte creating some space, steps back, gets the ball back from Apasible. A leaner by Suerte is too strong. Lastimosa picks up with the board. It is Adamson basketball.
Terrific block out by Magbuhos on Lorenzana. Here's Ray Suerte off the ball screen. If you're gonna switch, you gotta switch hard. That's a soft switch. This is the backdoor play. Great read and great pass by Mojica. And this is the one that Apasible did. Semi-transition, attacking the chest of Duwanga, finishing with the right hand.
12 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. It is the first game of the second round of eliminations. Here in season 82 of the UAAP, the importance doubled here in the second round because, as we were explaining, it's a very fast tournament.
I wouldn't be surprised if it will be a carjack finish all the way up to, forget about the last game, the last second of the last game of this second round. The way things transpired.
Free throws for Jerome Lastimosa plus ball possession for the Soaring Falcons.
So Neil Tolentino, who started this game, had to check out after being called for an unsportsmanlike foul.
Wow. And something that we obviously missed. Lastimosa trying to redeem himself as he was mostly into foul trouble, ended up fouling out. 3 fouls in the first half of the last game, which they lost. Also is Chauca, which obviously supports the report of Rain, why Ahan Misi eventually struggled of shooting the basketball 4 for 16 in the last game because he did a lot of the point guard duties in that game.
Inside pass. Mojica again sneaking up from the baseline, just unable to finish on that other opportunity from the other side.
Now, the number 9, Chris Pagsanhan, is the first
Free throws right now for Adamson. Free throws right now for Adamson, but Anton, since little luck, can't help but notice the unique shoes of Jerka Misi.
Is that Tom and Jerry?
It is. Looks like it.
So that's a interesting way to tell a story. You show your appreciation for your favorite show, I guess.
I mean, Lion King si Richie Rivero, Tom and Jerry naman si Han Misi.
Pati si Sean Ildefonso, may Black Panther din eh. Every player has his own personal. Video coaches winning ways. We have UE's head of basketball operations, Coach Lawrence Johnson. You heard about Paul Lee? It was Coach Lawrence Johnson and Paul Lee who led UE to the finals back in season 72. That was 2009. They finished second during that year.
Now that's a true king right there that you guys mentioned, Paul Lee.
Imagine him coming into the dugout after their win against NU, as Jaime shared with us earlier.
No wonder why they shut the lights out in that game. Shot about 55% finishing the game.
Well, Pauly's always been coming back to the game, supporting. I remember that one time where Roy Sumac balled out and gave a high five to Paul Lee, who was watching in the stands.
Triple team right here was Yakiti. And ball possession, once again, will point to UE for the out of bounds under.
Pagsanghan. Yakite. And that's what Yakite does. No Duwanga. Yakite is going to have a feast in the paint. A master play of the game right there.
Forget it. Especially with Duwanga on the bench. Gets 2 feet in the paint easily. That's 2 points.
Flowers. Mojica for 3. In and down. Lorenzana comes up with a board. Manalang. And you saw a double team right away on Yakite, Mojica, and Fermin, but Yakite throws it cross court to Antiporda. His shot is short. Lastimosa comes up with the board.
This is his first shot by coming into this ball game. Really leads the team in percentage at the 3 at about 45%.
Lastimosa with a floater. RV Pagsanghan, excuse me, gets the basketball. Yakite. And now it's Ahanmisi defending Philip Manalang. Manalang to Yakite. Tatlo yung nakaabang kay Alex Yakite.
And that weak side has to come earlier than expected. Can't be late. And if you can, you want to prevent the pass to Yakite. Again, at 2 feet inside the paint, this time off the ball. And if you prevent that, you force the cross court on the other end, which will allow your defense, to recover quickly.
Now those are neat. We got a neat shot of the shoes of Jeric Ahanmisi. Yep, it is Tom and Jerry. Confirmed. May hawak pa na bola si Tom.
Right. Yun siguro dapat ang ginawa ni Pagsanghan sa catch and shoot na Ahanmisi ginawa niya kasi walang tinamaan after yung tira.
Time out muna tayo, magbabalik po ang UAAP. We are back here under the bright lights of the Mall of Asia Arena in Pasay City. This is the first day of the second round of eliminations. As we take a look at a Fudgy Bar O Bar Sasaya moment featuring Jed Mendoza and the UE Red Warriors. We haven't seen Jed in action today. Former high scorer from Jose Rizal University, transferred to play out his final year of eligibility in the collegiate division here today. Joem Sabandal makes his return. He only played 4 minutes in the first round due to a left wrist injury. Jollibee 100%, the amazing move of the quarter right there by Jerome Lastimosa.
And they should do more of that, putting Diakete in a handoff, ball screen action up top. Lastimosa attacking on the other side, which allowed, or not allowed, Diakete for the help inside.
Oh, what a pass. What a pass by Diakete. And Lorenzana is able to tip in that Manalang miss.
Caught ball watching was the defense that time. Although left wide open, as you mentioned, 0 for 10 coming into this game from the 3. You want to see Diakete shoot that basketball instead of passing a dime inside.
Lastimosa. Fermin will shoot a 3 air ball.
Terrific rotation by Lorenzana for the challenge shot. And eventually force that turnover against Adamson.
There's that pass by Diakete inside to Manalang. Lorenzana was there to tip it back in, as seen on our McDonald's instant replay.
Only the second turnover of Adamson after that one. Currently, second in the league coming into this ball game at 17.4. Just a shade behind the University of the Philippines at 17.5.
Coach Franz Pumaren, now in his 4th season as the coach of Adamson University. Every year they've made it to the Final Four.
Well, 7 minutes into the second quarter. So far, Anton, this game has been clean and hard. Only 7 free throws combined. Two teams doing a good job defending without fouling, also doing a good job executing their offense and getting the shots that they want. Ray Suerte back in the ball game. He has 10 points. This is a foul by Fermin.
And after that high-low play executed by UE, Duwanga was immediately called up from his seat on the bench as he returns.
Well, Anton, we mentioned earlier in the pregame the maturity of Ray Suerte, even though as a one-and-done player in this league. First 4 games, as we mentioned, 22.5 points. Last 3 games, syempre na-scout na siya ng mga kalaban dito sa UAAP, no, as Diakete misses one inside, but UE will still maintain possession. But the last 3 games, only 10.3 points, 9 out of 34. That's 26% compared to 47% the first 4 games. Was 34% from 3, but in the last 3 games was 2 of 16 for 13%. But even though with the struggle of shooting the basketball, umangat yung rebounds tsaka assist numbers niya of getting his teammates involved.
Lastimosa weaving his way through traffic, and Bernardo is found by Lastimosa. Sumabit pa yung depensa. And look at the ball handling, Chris, of Lastimosa.
Well, 6 points na para kay Lastimosa in limited action in the last game because of foul trouble, and eventually fouled out, as we mentioned. But so far, terrific start for him as he has been impactful in this ball game.
Bernardo trying to complete the 3-point play. Yes, he does. It is now a 27-22 lead by Adamson University. Here comes the double team. Manalang releases the ball to Diakete, who gets it back. Manalang. Lorenz from the baseline. Duwanga comes up with the board.
Good pass.
Hanmisi making his move against Suerte. Sabandal falling for a pick. The rookie wants to make his move. Sabandal takes a shot. Short. Now, Sabandal had a lot of isolation plays in the high school level. He was their main man when he was playing for the Baby Falcons. Agresibo yan, itong si Joel Sabandal.
Ito, isa pang agresibo ba? 12 puntos na yan.
Agresibo, pero yung mukha niya, kalmadong-kalmado.
Look at the concentration. Coach is saying your eyes make layups. Watch his eyes. Never left the rim. The concentration, 2+1 coming up for Rey Suerte. 4 of 7, 57% from the field. This will be his 5th attempt at the line, averaging 6. That's what you really have to be really impressed for a guy who's possibly barely 6 feet. His ability to get in the paint, get his 2 feet in the paint, his shot from mid-range, the threat that he has beyond the 3, really a perennial scorer.
Lastimosa from the baseline.
Beautiful drive and finish.
And Sabandal D'ing up Philip Manalang. Manalang gets it to Tolentino. And that defense of Sabandal and Lastimosa preventing or forcing that turnover.
And it will add up maybe an extra minute or 2 more Sabandal's playing time, as it helps not only him individually but also Chalka to get more rest on the bench to finish this quarter maybe at the 3-minute mark.
Duanga hands it off to Jerick. Sabandal loses the ball momentarily. Duanga missing from close range.
Excellent defense by Suerte on Anmisi that time, getting the ball from bottom to top.
Suerte. Crossover in front of Anmisi. Good challenge by Jerick there as we have reached the Gatorade hydration checkpoint. Lastimosa! Bye, bye, bye!
Would have loved that better if you sang it, just like how NSYNC does it, partner.
You see the defense get lost? Look at this crossover right here. Just blew past by him. Manalang biting the dust on that crossover by Lastimosa. And when
Another
we come
song
back,
that you can sing.
Lastimosa will shoot the bonus free
I
throw.
love it.
Shooting the bonus free throw is Jerome Lastimosa.
Lastimosa ready to shoot the bonus free throw as Adamson leads UE 31-25.
9 points para sa kanya.
Chris Cutter. Coming in for Jojo
Adamson
Antimona.
enjoying a 7-point lead at this point. We talked about the importance of rebounding. Adamson 3 and 4 right now. You look at the numbers of Lastimosa, 9 points, 3 of 6, 4 boards coming off the bench. But Adamson 3 and 4 in the 4 losses, Anton. -10 in rebounding in the 3 wins plus 9. That's how big rebounding is to this team. Oftentimes, they win the rebounding department, it translates into a win on the winning column.
And Adamson's defense also giving UE some problems getting that ball across the half-court line. But Duanga and Lastimosa out of sync there on that offensive sequence. That was the second 8-second violation forced by Adamson on UE, Coach.
Right. Or by UE on Adamson.
By Adamson on UE, actually.
Right. Got confused there.
And a steal here. Hierro will go all the way. A yellow cab end-to-end play of the game.
And those are the kind of turnovers that you don't need, especially with Adamson extending this lead to 9.
Connor, who has
Another
seen
turnover.
limited minutes this year compared to last year, Christian.
A different coach right now, obviously with Coach Lawrence Jongson. An easy steal by Hierro leads to an easy layup.
This is now the biggest lead of the game for the Soaring Falcons. Lastimosa. Ahanmisi shoots a 3. Air ball. Bernardo Yakite comes up with a board. Abanto could not pick up the leather.
So that's 3 straight turnovers. In maybe less than a minute for UE. And a chance for Adamson to extend this lead to double digits. Double high.
Lastimosa. Short on the jumper. Duanga hustling for the basketball. And Suerte nearly taking that ball away.
Eventually fouling him.
Backing down
Only
the number 4, Ray Suerte is a first 3 on
Suerte.
Red Warriors.
Good swipe on the first. Got him on the left arm on the second one. Even after the whistle, still trying to go for it.
14 seconds on the shot clock.
UE now staring at the 9-point lead.
As they drop into a zone.
Lastimosa with a jumper. Lastimosa.
Lastimosa!
It's now an 11-point lead.
Second player in double figures in this game behind Ray Suerte's 13.
Suerte powers his way through, too strong. And Suerte.
Tabi na naman si Duanga.
Adamson Soaring Falcons.
Nakikipag-agawan sa
22
bola.
seconds on the
But
shot
this time, ball possession will be rewarded to Adamson. Now, this is a crucial 2 minute and 41,
Shot clock 22 seconds.
especially for UE. Last thing that you want is to be down 15, 16 points heading into halftime. And if you're Adamson, you want to stretch this lead out and maybe put them away in the third.
Ahanmisi shoots it over Diakite. Manalang. Diakite could not finish. Ahanmisi with the recovery.
Great effort.
Hierro throws it out. Ahanmisi, extra pass. Lastimosa floats it up, blocked by Diakite. Camacho loses control. Connor gets it to Suerte. Abanto blocked by Duanga. But before that, a foul called on Camacho.
Camacho, yeah.
Heading down
Look at the drive by
right side
Abanto.
Camacho.
And Misi staying home on Manalang in the corner. Opens up the driving lane. And right there,
Field free throws for Nick
well, I'm not
Camacho.
so sure where the foul was. Even the first one of Camacho, from our angle, looked like he had all ball. Easier said than done in real speed. Diba?
3 points in the game for Abanto. Hierro. Diakite comes up with the board.
That's definitely a foul. And a sportsman-like too.
All right, let's take a look at the last sequence right here. That was Hierro going for the arms of Connor. And our referees were explaining earlier about the criteria 3 in that first unsportsmanlike foul that was called in the first quarter. But here, apparently, they just downgrade the call, Chris.
I think so.
Field free throws for Chris Sutter.
Yeah.
So they call it a regular foul instead. (36-27). Still in favor of Adamson. Connor knocks in the free throw. Sabandal being given some playing time here. Duwanga.
Excellent pick by Camacho. Good switch though by Abanto.
Sabandal. Oh, well, he's a scorer, so he's definitely trying to gain some confidence by taking those opportunities when they come.
As Connor, again, an open lane on the same side, just a different player. Earlier it was Abanto.
Here's the first.
Like UE just figuring out to score. Get to the line. The 10th and 11th free throw by the Warriors in this half. Adamson, after only giving up 4 free throws in the first quarter, has given up 7 already with 1:21 still to play.
Sabandal. Connor on him. He gets the ball to Ahanmisi. Manlapas. Duwanga. Sabandal. To Jeric Ahanmisi, launches a 3, overshoots that one. Connor comes up with the board.
And missing his last 2 shots, but really a lapse on Rey Suerte, having his hands down and being late to close out.
Diakite. And that is when Alex Diakite is at his best, using his size and heft. A beast in the paint. Adamson still up 36-31. 51 seconds. That is the time remaining here in the first half of this first game in the second round. And we are featuring UE and Adamson University. Adamson was up by as many as 11. UE trying to come back.
Making a living at the free throw line, at least for the last 3 minutes, is UE.
Duanga makes his move. Turnaround jump hook. And that's probably one of the best ways to shoot it over a guy like Alex Jaquite. Just unable to convert. And
Good seal.
Jaquite, again, able to draw a foul.
And the key there was the early seal by Jaquite, putting Duanga behind his back. And if you're Duanga, even though you have the length, yes, inside, always better to play defense even before your man gets the basketball. Gotta swim up and go right over him and put your man in between you and the rim.
This is the first trip to the line for Jaquite today, missing on the first. In the first round, Jaquite shot 24 out of 34 from the free throw line. Oh, starting the second round 0 for 2, shaking his head. Lastimosa. Double crossover, Lastimosa. Ahanmisi, 7 seconds to go. Jeric to Simon, giving it back to Ahanmisi. He has to let it fly. Lastimosa does. And you were saying something earlier about the last segment.
36 to 31.
Right, only 5
For
points.
Adamson
Obviously
scoring.
not able to stretch it out.
Fountains.
Is Adamson. UE doing a good job of putting their head down and getting to the line to be down by 5 only at a high of 11.
Adamson looking to start off the second round with a W as they lead UE 36 to 31 at the half.
Well, both teams really clamping down defensively. Adamson fouling more in the second quarter and allowing UE to get to the line 13 times in total. But what a show, really, individually by Ray Suerte, especially to start off the ball game. 13 points para sa kanya. We mentioned he was struggling the last 3 games as teams were, trying to figure him out, and which they did successfully. But so far, double figures na siya nung first half.
Meanwhile, Alex Jaquite also has been a huge problem for Adamson University. Played 18 minutes, but they have somehow prevented him from making more shots in the paint. Just 3 out of 9 from the field. Jerome Lastimosa, the only other player in this game scoring in double figures with 11 points coming off the bench.
And those are huge because Adamson dominated, the bench numbers. 18 to 7, 11, as you mentioned, coming from Lastimosa, as you see right now. Red Warriors shooting 42%, Adamson less than 32, and this is in spite of Adamson being plus 21 in terms of attempts. They had 46 attempts in the first half, 47 rather in the first half, 26 only for UE. So if you're UE, you gotta feel good about yourselves. Only down by 5. Heading into, after 20 minutes of play. Obviously, majority of that first half was controlled by Adamson, mainly because they controlled the glass. And I think it's important for UE to really, have that sense of urgency of gang rebounding in the second half for them to get this one.
Especially because Adamson University, as we have been explaining, is the #1 team when it comes to rebounding in the league. We were talking about the numbers in terms of points. Jaquite trying to make his way to another double-double. He's had 4 this season, pero mas maraming rebounds si Lenda Duanga kumpara dito kay Alex.
As 10 already is Lenda Duanca. Diakite, though, was a presence all throughout the first half. But the double and triple team somewhat paid dividends sa depensa ng Adamson, except for the last 2 minutes giving up those free throws.
So you mentioned how UE being down by just 5 is okay, it's respectable, but how does Coach Lawrence Johnson feel about this situation? Balikan muna natin si Jaime Ascalon.
Yes, Anton and Christian. After the first round, one of the main topics for the UE Red Warriors was that they were last in bench points, and the coaching staff reminded everyone not named Ray Suerte or Alex Diakite to step up on the offensive end. And in the first half, we saw Onzo Lorenzana, we saw Chris Conner, and we saw those guys step up to the plate. However, during the halftime break, Coach Lawrence Johnson reminded the boys not to be too emotional when they make mistakes, especially on that press break. Assistant Coach Paul Artadi reminded the boys, huwag na kayong mataranta, because once they review their press break, they'll be ready to go for the second half. That's all for now. Your thoughts, gentlemen?
10 turnovers in the first half, including those 2 8-second violations forced by Adamson. Definitely something that they've got to work on.
And yet only down by 5.
All right, let's go now to the other side and talk about Adamson University and hear from Rain Matienzo on what they look to maintain here as they try to get back to the win column after losing back-to-back games.
Anton, Christian, unrest-filled Adamson's end from the bench to the dugout as the coaches add more pressure, especially since UE is inching closer to our 5-point lead. Joim Sabandal's return, though, is proving to be an advantage as he helps Lastimosa create that separation versus the UE Red Warriors early in the second quarter. In fact, during his time off recovering, he expressed that his goal was to be a force not just defensively, but especially on the defense, staying true to Coach Franz Pumaren's brand, while Jerome Lastimosa showed up with 11 points in his performance during the first half and was praised by the coaches. Still, they urged Jeric to be more aggressive, especially since they need to widen the gap even further. For the second half, though, with our deeper point guard bench for the second round, the coaches need the Falcons to stop relaxing, especially since they have to force overs and jump on UE's struggle in bringing the ball down. That's it from Adamson's side. Back to you guys.
Well, we agree with you, Rain, that Jeric Ahanmisi has to come up big here because he hasn't made another field goal since hitting that three-pointer at the start of this game. As we take a look at these beautiful plays right here, Koho creating beautiful plays. Panoorin natin dito. Ito yung mahirap na tira ni Philip Manalang. Look at how tough this shot is for Philip.
Well, this was the only made basket he had in that first quarter, and it came off a tough shot on the out-of-bounds under as the shot clock was winding down. We mentioned his importance. You could say he could be an X factor to this team. And we mentioned the last game, very convincing win para sa kanila. Arguably their best game. Manalang putting also his best game there with 13 points and 7 assists.
And prior to that game, his minutes kind of went down. But in that win against NU, he played 34 minutes. And Diakite played 36. Suerte played 36. But that's the way Coach Lawrence Johnson utilizes the players that he truly trusts and relies on. Talagang babad na babad yung mga yan. Alright, we are ready to begin the second half of action. Maraming salamat mga kapamilya sa inyong pagtutok ngayon. Anton Rojas together with Christian Luanzon breaking down the action from right here at the Mall of Asia Arena, Pasay City.
After Flowers starting off the game on Ray Suerte, the adjustment by Coach Franz, si Camacho naman gets a first crack at him to start the second half.
Val Chauca only played 7 minutes in the first half, Christian.
And that's because Lastimosa was terrific with those 11 points, very impactful, had a few dimes, a couple steals, was responsible also for the ones that he forced.
Yes, second one on the Soaring Falcons.
That's why UE had 10 turnovers, those 8-second violations, a part of those.
Suerte able to draw a foul. Manalang. And Misi ready for Suerte to come off those picks. Diakite. Abanto.
That's a walk.
Traveling.
Good switch. A little cross baseline action as Camacho was checking Ray Suerte. And one thing to limit an offensive player is not to stop him when he has the basketball, but to stop him from getting it. And that's what Adamson did in that possession. That's why it led to the turnover by Abanto.
Ahanmisi floats it up. Duwanga cleans up the miss.
Excellent drive by Ahanmisi, even though he missed that one. Forced the help on Diakite, opened up the offensive rebound to Duwanga for the stick back.
Suerte throwing it out to Diakite. Diakite operating, moving from the three-point line, generating some steam. A Yamaha Mio #1 move by Diakite.
Help was there. Problem was, it was late. Gotta be willing to put your body in front, maybe to draw the charge. You'll be willing to for Abanto to take the shot. This was the drive by Ahanmisi. Forces the help by Diakite. Duwanga knows what to do with that. This was the drive. Look at Flowers right here. That's a half-hearted help. You gotta help by putting your chest in front and forcing the pass. He was guarding Abanto. Abanto has not made a three-point shot yet. Hasn't even attempted yet.
Flowers with an offensive rebound. We mentioned earlier, this is the first time that Flowers has started in his UAAP career. Here in season 82.
Love how his surname resembles the hair. A little flowery too.
So what do you call that flower? That was a flower.
I don't know. I just know it's a kind of a flower. It looks like a flower. Nonetheless, it suits him. Of all people, ako pa, no? But I'll raise up the hair conversation. Let's stop there.
Ahanmisi throws it out. Flowers shoots it from the free throw line. Camacho with the offensive rebound. That's why Adamson's #1. A Jollibee 100%, the amazing move of the quarter. The effort on the rebounding department is just solid for Adamson.
#1 overall in rebounding, second in the offensive glass, second also on the team. It is Camacho at about 7.4 per game.
Flowers rising up for that block, but he was called for a foul as Leon Lorenzana will shoot these free throws. First shot is short for Lorenzana. Hit a field goal earlier in the second period. Six-point lead for the Soaring Falcons. Chauca. Ahanmisi. Oh, Ahanmisi still can't buy a basket. Has not scored since that first made triple.
Great denial by Ahanmisi on Suerte.
At wala pa ring swerte mula sa labas. Itong si Alex Diakite. Now 0 for 11 from beyond the arc.
Shot clock at 14 seconds.
For this season.
Sorry about that, Don.
Yep.
This is what you like about Ahanmisi as a knockout play. Great pass and read by Tolentino.
A Domino's Pizza. What a delivery play.
Now that's something na gusto kong quote-unquote nakawin. Yung pizza na yan, masarap yan.
Samantala, Manlapas smothered as Diakite rose up for that block.
Well, you don't see it on your screens right here. There was a little action between Manalang and Tolentino. A little miscommunication whether to switch or not. Great read by Tolentino to dive down the rim for the mini-oop.
Manalang bouncing it off the leg of Val Chauca.
15 seconds on the shot clock.
Great double team that time by Adamson, forcing a white shirt Manalang into that coffin corner. Was bailed out by the pass on the foot.
Lorenzana.
Good pass.
Diakite will finish every single time. If he's uncontested in the paint, a PS bankable assist of the game. Parang PS Bank personal loan na maasahan apply online, no collateral.
And Missy opting to stay home, opened up the driving lane. And the drive and dish, Camacho for 3.
That is huge for Adamson as UE came to within 2 points. Big time triple there by Adamson's captain, Simon Camacho. Tolentino to Diakite. Diakite to Suerte. Diakite gets it back and puts it in. What a catch.
That looked to be a steal by Ahan Misi. He anticipated that. Pass was a little bit behind Diakite with the finish.
Camacho. Duwanga from the free throw line.
Wrong guy.
He double clutched on that shot.
Yeah, wrong guy, wrong shot.
Suerte able to draw a foul.
And will again head to the charity strike.
Johnny A and Bong Hawkins.
Mas malaki lang itong si Diakite. Maybe Sean Chambers.
Donald's instant replay right there.
Pag si Bong Hawkins yan, 15 feet, 17 feet, matik na. Ray Suerte, as we mentioned, his ability not only to score but to get to the line. This will be his 6th and 7th attempt.
$15 points now for Ray Suerte. Almost matching his average of 17.4 points per contest. Number 3 in the league. Chauca. Inside pass, Duwanga. And Duwanga will head to the line for 2.
A great job right there, anticipating the switch on the handoff. Mas maliit yung kukuha sa kanya right here, ball screen rather. And then the quick turn on the seal, puts a white shirt on his back, and never put the ball down to earn these 2 free throws. This is the first.
Yep.
As the saying goes. Great minds think alike. You agree?
Yep.
I'm sure a lot won't. Pero tama na yung tayong dalawa lang.
Duwanga now with 9 points, partner. Almost a double-double. He's got 11 rebounds. Diakite has to throw it back out as he killed his dribble.
Terrific discipline by Duwanga of not biting on the fake on that one.
Diakite creating some space.
But sometimes, even though with good defense, good offense will trump it.
And we are tied, partner. 44 all.
Kaya napilitan na fumaul itong si Tolentino, not because it's tied, but because he might have tweaked his right ankle. Look at the force Diakite shows right here. A little push underneath, and also the Superman strength by carrying Tolentino right now, like Tolentino is his bride.
And Coach Lawrence was telling Alex to make sure he doesn't hurt his back.
I don't think he will. Baka si Tolentino bang masaktan the way he carried Tolentino. But you see the love, obviously. The teammate love, hashtag bromance. Na pinapakita ni Diakite, binuhat kagad si Tolentino.
Sino ulit yung binuhat ni Coach Pido?
I forgot.
But he did, right? He carried one of his players before.
I don't think it was Mary Pe, that's for sure.
We have crossed the Gatorade hydration checkpoint. Adamson leads UE 46-44. Right back here at the Mall of Asia Arena in Pasay City. And we were talking about
Coach Bido
Coach Pido.
carrying somebody, and I
Yeah.
correct myself, it's Paulo Pe. Paulo Pe.
There's no way he...
You're right.
Oh, man.
Obviously,
Paulo Lopez is a huge guy.
he is a former Tiger, weighs maybe about, I don't want to say.
But he was at the power forward.
He was former Xaverian also, I think, and Atenean.
Uh-huh.
But for the record, I believe it was Jeric Fortuna.
So today, Diakite carried
Tolentino.
his teammate Tolentino. Manlapas going all the way, finishing with the left hand.
Of a terrific defensive stop of a timeout by Adamson, blocking the shot of Antiporda, leading to the fast break on the other end.
Diakite. Oh, loses Duanga. Diakite showing us the handles. How about that?
That was real time, folks. That wasn't slow-mo, but still effective.
And Manlapas missing on that three. UE with a chance to tie or take the lead. Suerte throws it out. Diakite operating once again, moving from the three-point line, and we are tied. Alex Diakite is taking over.
He is just pounding to the chest of Duanga. Can't ask anything better sa depensa ni Duanga. You have to collapse and help him out.
Chauka. Oh, blows past by Diakite. The speed and the change of direction by Chauka on full play there.
What a move! Going to his strong hand. Tulad nga na nabanggit mo, the change of pace. Right to left.
Tumurbo bigla. Suerte! Airball, uh-oh.
Might have tweaked his ankle right there. Baka hindi nakita ng official natin yon. Landing spot. Manlapas was guarding him. Look at this one. This was the first move. But this is 6'10", 6'11", putting the ball on the deck. And this was the bully move right here. The second one na ginawa niya kay Duanga ngayon sa larong ito.
Idol daw niya si LeBron James. That's why he wears number 23.
Not a bad choice.
Suerte. Diakite. Hands it off to Manalang. Manalang drains a triple. UE takes the lead. Wow. The Red Warriors with the entry of Alex Diakite making noise here. Chauka
Short,
grabs his own miss.
out of bounds. UE basketball. A little bit of momentum building up for the Warriors. A shot by Manalang, his second or third field goal rather, or second with 5 points.
Lawrence Johnson loving it.
Why not?
Manalang.
Good pass.
Antiporda for three. Jojo Antiporda points to the UE crowd. Emmanuel Vision player of the game. What a find by Manalang.
And I correct myself. I said in the first half, a 45% shooter. Much better, 57% coming into this ball game. Is
Camacho.
Antiporda.
Oh, Diakite with a block. Manalang. Hop step, blocked by Camacho.
Gives him a little stare after the block. Look at this pass, handoff to the corner. Antiporda, his fifth three of the ball of the year, rather. And this was the block by Diakite, kaya napasigaw si Camacho on the other end. Nabawian niya.
Nakabawi.
Pero yung guardia binawian niya.
Coming in for
So kalahating bawi lang yun.
A minute and 47. That is the time remaining here in the third period. Antiporda denying Lastimosa. Suerte almost coming up with a steal. Mojica shoots a three. And the ball is loose, picked up by Camacho. Ahanmisi. Ahanmisi floating it up.
Always loves going to his left. I think he has more options going to his left rather than his right. At least watching him the last 3 years. His first 2 shots on the line.
Again, Jerick Ahanmisi tied his career high 28 points in the first round against UE. So it's very shocking that he only has 3 points at this point, Chris. But what has been happening? Why has Jerick been struggling in this game?
Well, Rey Suerte checked on him in the first half and did a good job of doing so. But Ahanmisi, even with the struggle, has done a decent job also of getting to his sweet spots. We saw the one earlier, little handoff, getting in the paint, pero nagbintis siya. Getting his usual shots really in this game on the catch and shoot situations. Minsan maalat lang talaga eh. And that has been the case for him.
Second foul and Chris Gunner.
Very shocking. A head scratcher of a moment there. Ahanmisi missing 2 free throws. Even he's scratching his head.
2 free throws for Leda Duwanga.
Now Duwanga will head to the line.
And that's considering, I'm more shocked that that was only his 11th and 12th attempt for the season. Even though he's made 8 for 80%. And this is what really separates Ahanmisi of being a legit scorer. No question about it, he can score. But a legit scorer like a Rey Suerte has the ability, and like a Kobe Paras, to get to the line.
Wow, Suerte!
Rey Suerte!
What happened there?
Highlight. Magbuhos. Got him on skates.
Lastimosa. Anteporda sent in specifically to defend Lastimosa. Duwanga loses control. All right, let's go back to this play. Rey Suerte going downhill.
Yep, and going down also is a blue defender. Look at that. Crossover hesitation. Rey Suerte just showing the full package and putting somebody in it also.
I think even he was surprised na nahulog si Magbuhos kasi tinitignan niya eh.
I think Magbuhos himself was surprised watching his reaction.
That was like Dirk Nowitzki backpedaling at the age of 40
Oh, ooh.
last season.
Not gonna go there.
End of the convo. Furman. Putback is good. UE still on top though. 56-52. Mojica. Power move.
Tip.
Lastimosa will score.
Offensive rebounding in this game. 20-5, dominated by Adamson. But still, UE up by 2.
Suerte. Oh! Almost knocking it down. Diakite, power move. Diakite! Flex! Big man! Alex Diakite!
Hacking foul, number 29, Vince Magbuhos.
Is Alex Diakite the most dominant big foreign student athlete in the UAAP, Christian?
Right now?
Right now.
Not yet.
Not yet.
He can be, but not yet. That's another conversation. Obviously, Ange Kwame in their conversation also, especially on the defensive end. But you got Chabio, who was, in the first 4 or 5 games, was the leader in the MVP. Not sure if he still is. Got to double check that. But Diakite plays like this, and Coach Lawrence will agree to it, as he has been saying he has the best foreign student athlete in the league. That's what he believes.
Even going as far as comparing him to Shaq.
Shaq.
And Suerte being Kobe. Meanwhile, Ahanmisi floats it up, and then maybe that will get Ahanmisi going, because Adamson desperately needs to find their groove as they now trail UE 59 to 56 at the end of the third.
UE Red Warriors.
Three quarters have passed, but everything that's been happening on the court, the action and the excitement, the highlights, it seems like this game has been going on for more than that, Chris.
No question about it. Over.
Connor! Wow! Chris Connor! Pumitin sa ere!
Magnificent finish after a lousy turnover to start the fourth by Adamson. Could have gotten themselves on a mini run as they start the fourth with the first possession after the buzzer beater to end the third by Ahanmisi.
And Coach Franz Pumaren just signaled for a timeout if UE makes a basket here.
Look at that. He gets to the line once again. Ray Suerte.
Backing down the number 10, Simon Camacho.
McDonald's
His
instant
third personal.
replay.
One on the Sorry
This is
Mountains.
the move by Connor.
This
Look at
rebound
that.
by Ray
Falcons
Suarez.
in the air. And the Warrior is able to create a shot.
This is just pure athleticism yung pinakita ni Connor. Ray Suerte.
18 points now. Number 3 scorer in the league.
How about that? 8 of 9 from the line.
And there's the timeout that Coach
Timeout,
Franz
Madison, Sorry
signaled for.
Mountains.
His team now down by 7. Video coaches winning ways, Coach Franz Pumaren. Would you say that this is his most challenging season in the UAAP since taking over as the head coach of Adamson?
I did not. Did not come from me.
No, I mean, do you think,
would
would
I
you say that this is his most challenging season?
Rocking foul, the
I
number
don't think so.
13,
No,
Jojo Antipoca.
I don't think so.
Here's the
I
first
think he has
one on the Red Warriors.
enough talent,
16
you know,
seconds on the shot clock.
to get his team at least to the Final Four. And you know, we mentioned this before, that the progression since he took over, right, from the 3rd seed to the 2nd seed, 4th seed, 3rd seed, then 2nd seed, then really a few minutes away from a finals berth as Messi stops and pops.
Diakite. Diakite did not dribble anymore and just laid it up and in.
From
Jollibee 100%. The amazing move of the quarter for Diakite, who has been the huge difference for UE in this game.
Poor shot, long rebound, turns out as the outlet pass for a layup by a white shirt on the other end. A UE 9-point game.
Biggest lead of the game now
Two on the Red
for the
Warriors.
University of the East.
Simon Camacho coming in for Eva Griffin.
Wow.
Shot clock 14 seconds.
Now, the backcourt of Adamson, we've been talking about them. 30 points per game combined. Chauka and Ahanmisi today, just 12. 5 out of 21 from the field, Chris.
Well, it's been a struggle already. The last 2 games, 0-2 is Adamson, losing to LaSalle and FEU. And those two combined in those 2 games are 19 of 61 for 31% in total field goals.
Coach Franz just called for Val. He is headed to the scorer's table to check back into the game. Lastimosa turns, fires, and converts. Jerome Lastimosa.
A great move right there. A little nudge to create separation, and the turnaround using his right shoulder for the nice jumper.
He's got 15 points now in the game. Ray Suerte. The birthday blessings continue to flow for Ray Anthony Suerte.
Can't be happy with your defense if you're Coach Franz. Dribbling from full to half, and then all the way to the basket as Messi misses one. Another offensive rebound, but blocked.
Lastimosa to Duwanga, who slams it down. The length of Linda Duwanga. Boys and points in the paint.
Tingnan natin kung mawala yung kumpiyansa of somewhat si Suerte doon, as he was the one who challenged that, put him in a poster. Suerte right now misses.
Ahanmisi makes his move, floats it up, way off.
Val Chauka.
What a dunk in traffic right there by Lenda
Coming
Duwanga.
in for AP Madamas. Philip Madalang for
As you see the numbers by
Jojo
Diakite,
Antipoca.
23 and 11.
His 5th double-double of the season. Manalang. Diakite. And Camacho now denying Ray Suerte the basketball. Manalang flips it up. Diakite puts it up and in.
Duwanga just looks at his teammates. Aren't you guys gonna help me out?
You needed 2 people to stop this man, maybe even 3. Talking about Alex Diakite.
Almost feels like you gotta face front him, the way he has dominated this game.
Oh, Val Chauka with a much needed basket there for Adamson.
Gives him a little bit of breathing room. Still a 9-point game. They gotta stop this action though. Either the handoff or the ball screen action. Good job by Camacho to deny Suerte. Suerte might be a little tired at this point.
Connor from way out. Too strong. Ahanmisi comes up with the board.
Good pass.
Ahanmisi free for 3.
Gotta love the unselfishness of Chauka, even after just making a basket, realizing that he had Messi trailing in the middle.
UE calls a timeout. Ray Anthony Suerte. His birthday was yesterday, but the blessings continue to pour. 21 big points, 3 assists, and the block.
Getting to the line 9 times. And a couple of highlights in this ball game. Turnover.
Chauca, extra pass. Lastimosa for 3. Too strong.
Good tap.
Ahanmisi for 3. In and out. Oh, Camacho somehow gets to the ball. Ahanmisi from the corner. Jerick Ahanmisi torching the net.
The hardest 3 to guard is off an offensive rebound. Adamson getting 2 chances, 2 extra possessions to trim this lead down to 1.
Giorgio Antibota coming in for
What a
first
game.
serve. Shot on 14
And just
seconds.
like that, Ahanmisi has 11 points. Manalang. Important possession for UE. Suerte. Suerte. Stop and go move for Suerte. A Gatorade hydration checkpoint has once again been crossed.
The highlight continues for Ray Suerte. Help again late for Adamson.
Duanga. And Suerte gives up the foul. That's the 4th personal foul
Backing down
on
the number 4,
Suerte,
Suerte, that's his 4th.
who is
3
gassed.
on the Red Warriors.
Right there, you see the help by Ahanmisi. Coaches would always teach that you have to help on the block to take away the angle. Suerte getting his 2 feet in the paint, flips it up with the right hand, and continues to sizzle with 23 big points. But true to the hype of Coach Lawrence, Diakite and Suerte, the dynamic duo, has combined for 48 of the 71 points of UE so far.
And this is a career best performance for Diakite, his 25 points. The thing is though, they've played over 30 minutes. Diakite 33 minutes, Suerte 31. With still over 4 minutes to go, Diakite, what a move! Up and under move for the big man.
You kidding me? Spin move, got 2 blue shirts in the air and the finish.
Ahanmisi, short jumper. Duanga battling for the loose ball. It ends up in the hands of Manalang.
A good decision right here. No numbers in transition. Give it to your best playmaker and scorer in Ray.
But does UE still have enough left in the tank? Heavy minutes for Ray Suerte and Diakite. Suerte steals the ball back. Suerte grabs his own rebound. He's huffing and puffing, but his effort is unmatched. Manalang, Diakite, will this be the first? Yes, it will be! Alex Diakite with his first 3-pointer in the UAAP.
And what a time to come. 3:26 remaining. Pushes the lead up to 6. 0 for 10, as you mentioned. This was the post move. Just spins away. Double team was late. Manalang, because of his decision to set it up and not to force the initial transition, ends up with a 3-point shot for the first one by Diakite.
We'll be back. This was supposed to be the first triple in the UAAP career of Alex Dakite. Pero dahil napakalaki ng kanyang paa at sapatos,
Stepping. Well, still got 3.5 minutes to play, and also 6 more games in the second round after this one.
and he does shoot those threes anyway. But a career high 29 points, Christian. 23 in the second half for the dominant Dakite.
And to your point on his shooting from the 3, he doesn't even hesitate. So clearly he has that shot. Just a matter of time before he makes his first one. Manalang breaking the press right here. And you're right, what a dominant second half for Dakite. The question is, will it be enough for them to get the third win this season and close this one out?
21 seconds on the
You
shot
talked
clock.
about how even without Alex Dakite, it was a close game in the first
Turnover.
round. UE only losing by 5. That was back in September 11. The final score was 91 to 86. Oh, sorry, 91 to 80. So huge difference compared to this game because you got Dakite with a
Offensive
double-double.
foul, the number 15 of Philip Manana. That's his fourth. 4 on your Red Warriors. Shot clock 40 seconds.
Duanga. Lastimosa. 9 on the shot clock. Jumper by Lastimosa. Duanga could not finish. Suerte comes up with a rebound.
What a rebound, especially after making up as he mistimed the first one, which Duanga got, but secured the second one.
6 rebounds for Suerte. Manalang on the drive. Dakite. Antiporda. Manalang is free.
That's all.
Oh, he knew. He knew the shot was off. The moment he let it go, Chauka. Short. Duanga with a putback.
But Dakite never really got back as he was 2 steps behind Duanga. Easy tip in for him using 2 hands.
Suerte has the ball as we have entered the PS Bank last 2 minutes. PS Bank was sent via mobile ang padala mo. Cash agad in minutes. Wow! Cashing in is Ray Suerte today. 25 big points.
Kakaiba yung change of pace ni Ray Suerte.
Chauka from the corner. Too strong.
No need to rush. If you're UE, gotta get a quality look to make this a 3-possession ball game.
Suerte against Camacho. The double team comes. Dakite shoots another 3. Too strong. Hinahanap pa rin niya.
Better watch out for Misi.
Lastimosa drives. Duanga short. Suerte comes up with the board.
Not the shot you want in this kind of situation.
Oh, the UE fans are going wild. They are smelling victory here. Tayuan sila dito sa Mall of Asia Arena. Manalang! And the ball will stay with UE. The Soaring Falcons could not hold on to the basketball.
But ball did not hit the rim. This was the rebound by Suerte. Look at him get up there. And because of securing that one with the hezzy, beats 3 blue shirts. Going to his strong hand, kissing it off the glass.
Walang chamba-chamba. Suerte lang.
in for the Red Warriors.
Bong Tan.
2.6
Head
seconds
coach.
on the shot clock. 2.6 seconds
And
to
of course,
shoot.
Not to mention a tycoon.
Uh-huh.
The
Lawrence
first,
Chon.
the first tycoon to be a head coach.
You know better than I do in terms of that.
Suerte. That was a quick shot. That's because yung huling nangyari kay Philip Manalang did not hit the rim, so shot clock did not reset.
Penalty.
And
First round on Alex
what's
Jacquet.
more about that is the foul. Obviously, penalty na ang Adamson as they will walk 95 feet. Lastimosa, stop the clock.
Neil Tolentino.
Let's see if we can hit these 2 free throws to be down by 4. But because Adamson only has 2 fouls, obviously they want to force a turnover as Lastimosa misses the first one. They got to foul. If they don't force the turnover, they got to foul right away because they have 2 more fouls to give before they get into the limit.
Joshua Yellow. Coming in for
16
Simon
points now
Camacho.
in the game for Jerome Lastimosa. Now, the last time Adamson lost 3 straight games in a season was when they closed out last season. Losing to FEU and then losing twice to UP.
Nobody's fouling.
And finally, Duwanga gives it up.
That's a late foul though.
Counting down
Could have
to
saved
number
up
55, Rolanda Duwanga.
5 seconds more,
3 on the Orange Falcons.
and because they're not
Simon
in the
Camacho
penalty
coming
yet,
in for Joshua Yellow.
there'll be an inbound on the side.
14 seconds on the shot clock. AB Manabas. Coming in for
Both teams have 1 timeout remaining each.
Ichi Bosca. For Jerome Lastimosa. Shot clock at 14 seconds.
Mojica and Manlapas coming in for Lastimosa and Chauca. Manalang fouled by Manlapas.
Well, Suerte was the one who took the ball out of
Taking down
bounds.
the number 4, AB
Obviously, the
Manabas.
next foul
Yes,
will
first.
put them over the limit,
Four
which
on
means free
Falcons.
throws for UE. I think somebody else should take the ball out of bounds. Suerte is their best free throw shooter
Chris Gunner
coming into
in
this
for
game and
Rio
also in
Tolentino.
this game.
Jerome Lastimosa. For Jerry Kahanise. Shot clock at 14 seconds.
So this next foul will put UE at the line.
But Suerte is still taking the ball out.
Suerte 8 out of 9 from the free throw line today. Diakite fouled. Oh, wait a minute.
12 seconds on the shot clock.
There you go.
Suerte gets it.
Counting down number 7, Jerome Lastimosa, penalty.
So a poor job, obviously, by Adamson.
Rio
Could
Tolentino
have fouled
coming in
a
for Chris Gunner.
70% shooter in
Jerry
Diakite,
Kahanise coming in for
who's
AB
1 for
Manabas
3 in this game,
in Ichi Mojica.
but instead sending
Two
a
free throws for Ray
75%
Suerte.
shooter and also close to being 90% in this ball game.
The celebration continues for Ray Suerte. And UE smelling back-to-back wins. Second free throw is short. Lastimosa racing up the court. Chauca splits the D. Duwanga could not catch the basketball. Camacho with an under-goal stab as Coach Lawrence Chongson calls a timeout.
Timeout UE Red Warriors.
We'll be back. up next, the University of Sama's Growling Tigers will try to get back at the team that beat them by a single point in the first round. The defending champions, Ateneo de Manila University. Your thoughts on this, Christian Luanzon?
Heavyweight matchup. Obviously, Tigers dying most likely to get that revenge game, as they thought they had that game in the first round. But how about the Warriors? Especially the dynamic duo of Diakite and Suerte. Both playing at least 36 minutes in this ball game. Limited rest, obviously. Combining for 55 points, 20 rebounds, and 6 assists, and only 4 turnovers between the two.
In a game where they were described as Kobe and Shaq by Jaime Ascalon.
Not to mention shooting the basketball at a combined 52 to 53%. That's an excellent stat.
Number 4, AB Mandapa's penalty. Second foul on
And they are on the verge of picking up their second straight win following that win against NU at the end of the first round last Sunday. Icing on the cake right there. Adamson will just run out the clock. And the University of the East,
the end of the ball game, our final score,
with their head of basketball operations, Lawrence Johnson, picking up their third win here in UAAP season 82.
Red Warriors
Have to be really impressed with the 2 straight victories by the UE Red Warriors. Even though Adamson dominated the offensive glass 26-9, just finding a way to get to the line. And even though they were down as early as much as 11 points, you know, the last 2 minutes, as we mentioned, I thought was key for them to be instead down by 12 or 14, down by 5, and then started strong in that third quarter, and then closing out this one with the big-time performance.